The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Tiger Technician Hour with your host, Basil Chapman. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648. Now, Basil Chapman.
I'm host Basil Chapman on this Tuesday, the 19th of August. We're looking at the Dow up 227 at 45,139. Just an eye blink away from the 45,203 peak. D, that was May. Remember the Chapman methodology? We're always looking for at least 4 higher peaks if there's a buy mode confirmation. And we've got that. And now we're going to see whether or not it goes higher. The technicals are actually pretty good, so there's no reason why it shouldn't. But this is going to be very interesting because in the S&P, it made a high at 64.81. If there is a higher high by 1 penny at 64.81.15, that says you've got a leg C, and there's no other way to count it, and it should go higher, and that's very important. So right now, nothing to see here in terms of negativity, and of course, we've got no bad news. One of the reasons what I've said to subscribers to my opening call, that we don't have any bad news that's filtering into the market to have a thematic sell-off, not just a one-off, but something that remains in play. So this is still a bullish action. QQQ, NDX 100 is trading 1, 2, 3, there we go. It's trading down $1.79 at 575.33. Now, here's something that's a little different. 1 penny above the 583.42 August 13th high, you go to 0.43, and you start a brand new that says you're going to go peak B, and then a C and a D, and go all the way for at least another week. Very interesting. So this is quite an important moment. And if you're looking at the IWM, which is now starting to pick up a little energy, it's up 63 cents at 228.58. Remember, this is the one that should, under all normal conditions, go to 231.47 or higher to start a leg D. We tried to play that, and then it just got wishy-washy, so we're out of that. I wanted again today to go back onto the long side. Didn't do that. I see very little reason why it should tank at this particular point, but it really needs a trigger to be able to find that rotation, because there's some weakness in other areas of the market, and the small caps need to regenerate the energy they had last week, and then that just sort of faded. So I'm watching this very closely. Just let me do this quickly. The SMHs and semiconductors now down just 10 cents at 296.76. Still struggling at the 302.98 high that was made 5 sessions ago. There was also a round number 298 open. And that was the following session. So now we're looking to see 1 penny above 298. You go to 298.01. It negates that as a resistance level. Now, this is going to be very important. In the overall market, if you're looking at the different sectors, the gold sector has held really well. Look at this. The GDX down 30 cents at 57.80. Sideways. This is the arch formation that could have rolled over, and yet it hasn't. And that just says, keep in mind that a rectangle formation like this, let me just type it in there right there, suggests that a decisive move above the 59s, because the higher that was made in the GDX about 2 weeks ago was 58.81. So starting to move into 59.01 is not good enough. But 59.80, about to test 60, all of a sudden that says, you know what? This Chapman wave technique that I developed a long time ago, where the inside track, the pink and green lines make a tiny little narrow channel, and that channel has said that this third week is the week that should see a sharp move to the downside, because that's happened at least 2 of the times that we've seen it over the last since April. So it hasn't done that yet. It's holding very well. So that just says gold is still in play, and we'll see what happens with the international repercussions, the geopolitical situation with Ukraine and Russia. We'll see, because so far gold has actually held up well, and this is where you would have expected that it would be down below 55 at this point, and it's at 57.68, down just 41 cents. Look at silver, and I'll answer a question that came in. Well, two questions. Number one was the GDX. My answer is hold the GDX right now. I don't know if I'd even do any pruning at this particular point, unless you've had it for a while and you've done very well. And now you say, just on money management, what should I do? Then I'm going to say to you, take a little bit off the GDX. But so far, it's really holding well. It could be a sudden move down if it's going to do that. I don't quite see anything for a sudden move up, but I'm just saying holding steady is great. Now, the silver chart is a little different. It's holding well, but it's taken so long to get well above the 50% rally to go into the 39s. It's at 37.91, down 11 cents. The weekly chart is still holding very nice within a rectangle formation, so nothing wrong there. So the question came in, should I be trimming my, my SIL and my SLV? No, SIL and SILJ. So let me just go to the SILJ, and this is what I'm going to suggest. So you spoke about pruning. You know, pruning is very important, because when you prune at the right time, there's regrowth, and it grows even stronger. That's for plants. For stocks, it isn't always the case. Sometimes you have to prune because you really want to lighten up, because you're getting a little nervous, because if it comes down, it can stay down for quite a while. But in this particular instance, there's an alternate count. Now, technically, this is one of those moments in the Chapman methodology where I had a little bit of a license. Technically, I should have put a down arrow right there, because it made the arch formation, the dreaded H, and then it closed 2 out of 3 times underneath the left side low. And then I should have put an up arrow here, because the stochastic on-balance volume, everything made a nice V-shaped turnaround, relative strength, MACD, everything. So technically, I should be putting E/A as a brand new buy signal, maybe going to a buy mode. And technically, at this point, I should even think that it's a buy mode, not an F, but an F/B. So this is one of those cases where I took a little license, because I did have legitimate 2 choices. And now I'm going back on that, and I'm saying, you know, I got to be faithful to this methodology. This has to be a new leg B. It could fail, but that's technically what I'm looking at. With a 9-period moving average, everything is still very strong. So here's my answer to you. Obviously, at 16.74 in the SILJ, the Junior Silver Miner ETF, I would, at this particular point, having taken 4 sessions, just barely taken out, have you even taken out the left side low, 16.63, and today's low, 16.64, still haven't taken it out. So you've got a little rectangle here. So I don't want to get in the way of this, because it's holding very, very well, silver. But what I am going to say is this, that the weekly chart has had a very steady stair-step move, going to higher highs and higher lows, mostly higher lows, higher lows and higher highs. I'm going to take an extra moment, because the answer that I'm going to give is pertinent. A lot of people, basically quite a few people have asked me that over the last couple of days, and I've been saying kind of hold here, because everything's holding well. Let me do a little bit more work so I can compare the juniors to the seniors, and I'll be right back. The Dow's up 211, the S&P's up 3.54, big divergence.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them, using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Hi folks, we're back in the den. Duffy had mentioned FIG, and FIG is, this is an IPO recently, and it is just getting, this is not pruned, this is sheared. It hit 2 days later, it went to the 140s, and now it's at 70. It got cut in half. That is not good action. So let me get back to this. So the way I'm looking at this, I have to stick with my methodology. And the methodology says that it is a peak B. There could be a change. To fail, you have to go all the way down below 47. And this is Global X Silver Miners ETF. So I am going to recommend taking a little bit off. I don't think I'd even use the word prune. I just say money management says that it's had a fantastic rally. I don't see anything right at this moment for gold and silver to actually start another big move up. Look at those weekly charts, go to the monthly charts, and the monthly charts, look, they've all gone to the left side highs that we were looking at as targets. And it also depends what instruments you're in. Look, Globex Silver, 52.87 was the high back in 2020. And where did it go to? It went to 55. So I think that I do think that a little trimming is fine. I would not call it pruning, just taking a little bit off, and then we can handle it one step at a time, because the 9 is still way over the 14. To get that 9 to go pink, you'd have to go down below 51.80. Right, that's a bit of a way down. And the MACD is still good. The relative strength index is just pulling back a little bit. Stochastics at 85, still good. Now, I'm just going to say, yeah, I agree. Thinking just in terms of money management, a little pruning here, and the SILJ, slightly different chart formation, a little more concise, a little kind of a tighter spring right here. And I just think 68, if it does go to 60, under 1630 in the next week, then I think it could take a little while and maybe some time. So yes, I'm agreeing with you on that. And the GDX, I can't remember who asked me about the GDX, it's not quite the same thing. The pattern is actually, silver was doing better. Gold at this particular time is okay if you look at gold, but look at the gold miners. See, gold had a huge move to the 30 level. Right now I have to consider it's in a sell mode. The GDX now, can the GDX hold up if gold starts to pull back deeper? Probably not, but right now it's holding nicely. It's at down 57.54. Here again, I'm going to say a little pruning, just a little off. I'm not even sure pruning is the word. They're just a little snippers that you're going to use. So right now, I'm really impressed with that third week. The third week has really just only begun. This is only the second day of the week. We've got a full week to go. So yes, this could be the third week that does the same as all the others and has quite a bit of a pullback that told the 14-period moving average of 53.35. Okay, enough of that. Bitcoin is trading right now. It's in a sell signal in the daily chart. Now, I have to talk about these because this is the thing that I said to subscribers. I'm just a little cautious right now. Look, Bitcoin double top 123,615 on the 14th of July, 125,200 just four sessions ago, and now it's taking quite a dive. It's under at least initial support. The 9-period moving average has just turned pink, and that just says to me, Bitcoin taking a breather. We've got Bitcoin. I'm not doing anything yet. I want to keep holding it as long as we can. We've only taken a tad off. The next thing that we're looking at here is, so I got those questions. Let me just finish up here. Crude oil. Crude oil is trading down 47 cents to 62.63. As I said, the 60.02 level, let's call it 60 level on the 200-period moving average could very well become the next support level. Wanted to also look at the bonds. Let's look at the TLT. TLT is running just a little bit today. It's up 40 cents. So that's a very deep cup and maybe a handle pattern right there. Yes, I don't. Yeah, I just think that the yields are stuck in a range right now. Look at the TBT. The surprise will be, and one of the things that really could set this market back some, is that if there's some kind of a report, an economic report that comes out that gives the Fed yet another reason to say, we're not so sure about the lowered rates. That's going to kind of shake things up a bit. And that's what I'm thinking. That's the one thing that so far I don't see many other aspects on the horizon unless there's something in the next week or so with Putin that just says no, or someone says no. But it looks to me like, aren't these familiar figures? And all of a sudden everybody's happy and everybody's talking here in a very positive way. And when you think about it, what's being done, I don't know if it's been thought through as well as it should be. Anyway, so with that said, I'm looking at this and I'm just saying, look at this. Let's go to Walmart. Walmart makes 104.72 high in early August. But wait a minute, 105.30 was the February high before it plunged down to 80. And then it comes all the way back to 104.7. These double tops, I've never seen quite so many diverse areas. And not only that, the round numbers. What was the one that I was looking at last night? It was a surprise to me. I had a question about it, and then I said, I'll have a look. Roblox? Yes, Roblox. So that wasn't the round number. That was this peak G. You look at this big spike up at 150.59 on July the 31st. It does the dreaded H, takes it out and pulls back very sharply. Peak D in the weekly chart. Leg D, maybe a peak D this week. Roblox RBLX trading down 65 cents at 119.30. But there have been so many. This is the idea that I want you to look at. Yes. So have a look at this. This is Palantir. Come on. Hello, anybody home? Why does it keep doing that? It's not a good sign. Okay, one more time. There. Look, 190 round number all-time high for Palantir, peak D. It's a peak C in the weekly chart, D, E, F, G. I could call it an alternate count, but I'm just calling it a peak C right now for the weekly. But a leg F in the monthly chart. And look at this move down today, 10 points down. It's at 163. So this is just saying to me, I'm watching this so closely. Every day, look, Buffett gets Nucor, steel company, right? So they announce it way after he's bought, right? This is added to my little collection. It pops to 151.32 with a round number 151 high, open, and it pulls back. So I'm just watching these big red candles. We've seen it in so many things. I didn't do it as big red candles, but I wonder, it was J.P. Morgan one? Yesterday I was talking about them. Yeah, so look, J.P. Morgan makes a 301.29 all-time high with a 300 open on the 29th of July. And look where it is right now. I'm just saying, it seems to me that it's so selective, and that's why I'm watching the IWM so closely, because even though it's not doing spectacularly, it's doing very well, as other areas seem to start weakening. I'll be back in a moment. I've got others that I wanted to look at. Walmart, Palantir.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Kickstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Kickstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Tiger Technicians Hour is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
So we're talking about double tops. Look at this. iShares in November of 2021 at 244.46. It makes a peak D high and it plummets to a trough D at 161 in October of 2023. And what does it do? Stair steps all the way back to where 244.98. I mean, 98, 52 cents away from the previous high. Peak D slumps down to the 170s, and now it's come back. So the question came in, and I've gone through this question a number of times, and I've said, it was the Dow and the Russell not making all-time highs. I anticipated they should make all-time highs. They would join the S&P and the QQ. Now the Dow has done that. The laggard is the IWM. As I'm reading the market right now, and I'm going to go through some other things in a moment, there's every bit of evidence to say, based on Microsoft, my trio that I look at all the time as market bellwethers, slumping down from the 555.45 July high down to 511 right now. 45, that's what, about 8.5%? Not a big deal, but it is a big deal because it's this another candle that I was talking about, these big red candles where the close is at the bottom, and that's kind of it. So I'm watching this very closely. General Electric had held very well, had a big red candle, and now today it went underneath that candle. So today's low of 263.80. If it goes under 260 in the next day, next 3 to 5 sessions, that's going to be a problem. But this is slowing down, right? And Robinhood. I look at these stocks. We own them from way down, but that's not the point. The point is that look, Robinhood today tried it. Look, 117.47 was the high back in mid-July. Pulls back to the 93s, rallies all the way up to 117.70 on the 12th of August, pulls back, retests today 117.46. This is not the third time. This is about the fifth time it's been to the 117s. Actually, it's even more. And it's stalling, it's struggling. It's not failing, but it's struggling to go higher. That's the issue that I'm making right here. But when you go to the IWM, yes, in a way, it's also struggling. It's struggling to get out of this 226 area. It had one big spike to 231.46, and now it's pulling back. So the question is, what do you do? And I'd said this earlier, that if you're prepared to take an 8%, even a 10 or 12% risk, with the objective that the 244 level will be reached again this year, maybe as soon as September, October, then I see no reason why, since you're looking at a longer-term buy and hold in the Tiger YouTube, I would say you could, at 228.52, start your position. And we'll work through it together. But if you're looking for, with the idea that there should be higher highs to come, so let's say you get it at 228 right now, and it goes to 245, breaks to an all-time high. So that's 8% maybe on the upside, and you got yourself maybe an 8 to even 10% risk. I personally don't feel that that's something that I would want. I would like, on the very short-term basis, to try to play this leg that should go to a D, to the 231.47 level to start a leg D. So why don't you do this? Start a very small position. And we'll go through it together. That was your question. What should I do? And you're looking at it as a long term. If you're really waiting for a pullback, I would say I'd wait to 219 to 218. in that area, because that's going to give us a lot of evidence whether it's going to go down deeper or not, whether it's holding much better than the general market, which maybe is tanking. That's all I can say. But I would say get your foot in the door, but don't make it an amount of money that you're not going to lose sleep at all, no matter what happens. But if it's something that you're worrying about, I don't see anything else that I can say to you. But even if it goes to 231.47 and then tanks, that's only 230. What did I say? 231. That's only 3 or 4 points. But at that stage, you've still got yourself a risk of coming down to the 220 or 218 level. So it's kind of tough, other than for me to say, looking out, you can get your foot in the door. And I'm going to say to you, why don't you just get your foot in the door with a very small amount of IWM, don't get aggressive, just IWM, and use it as a great learning experience. I can't, guess everything. I do the very best I can. For all I know, this is the perfect time to buy it, and the IWM on its own is just going to scream up to the 230s and the 240s as the general market goes into malaise. So you're going to learn so much by getting your foot in the door. Okay, I'm looking down at my other computer, and I'm saying, WP, that's it. That's what I'm saying. Just a recommendation. Get your foot in the door at least. Okay, here's the next thing. Could I look at NVIDIA? NVIDIA, the best of the best in the semis, starting to stall a little bit. I've really struggled with this. There is no H in the Chapman methodology, but I cannot call it anything else but a peak C. I could go back. There was an instant restart. Maybe that's A, B, C, D. I still get the same thing. And even that was D, unless that was the D. If that was the D, that's different. This could be A, B, C, D, E. This could be an alternate count right there. But in the meantime, 183 double top, 183.30 on the 31st of July, 183.88 on the August the 12th. Little double top there. Huge leg A. It deserves a rest. And today we're getting it down 355 and 178.51 in the semis. Now, this is very important. So I'm looking at NVIDIA, very limited. I think even if there's a breakthrough to the upside, I'm looking at the whole area of the 180s, certainly 186. I think if it takes that out, that's remarkable action. If it does it this week, if it does it next week, that just starts a leg B. But wow, if it does it this week, that's amazing. So I think that we're looking at the semis. So that's NVIDIA. So big deal. So Intel, it is a big deal in the sense that if the government's giving you money, and you become a favorite, even though you're one of the worst semiconductor companies that I've ever heard of. This is Intel. It used to be the absolute leader. I mean, look down at your laptop. Doesn't it say? Oh, it doesn't say anymore. Intel. I guess it doesn't. All right. Well, they used to always say Intel. All I'm saying is that this is going to fail at some point very, very soon. Fail just in the sense that at 25, I think it come back to the 22 level. That's Intel. So I'm looking at the semis and I'm saying, I think you're done for now. You just need a breather. So I hope I'm answering, and it's earnings next Wednesday. Oh, I'll have to get back into that. I'll be back in a minute. Basil Chapman, Towers at 260.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direxion. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Folks, we're back. So if you look at Intel, it's just basically in a range. If you go to maybe 26, no, you could even go to 27, but that should be the limit right on the very short term, and then it should come back in the rectangle formation. If it actually goes to 28.5, 29, I'm kind of impressed, but money can't make the company right at this in an instance. So SoftBank might have given it money, the government might have given it money, but you've still got the same leadership, you've still got the same everything. So all I can say is that I don't see this working yet. Maybe later on, it turns out to be a spectacular thing. Probably it's going to really help looking out. Short term, I just don't see what it's doing. So I'm looking at this, and I'm really looking at the semis, and I'm saying, are you the clue here that something's going to happen to the downside? But where's the bad news? No bad news yet. Peak G for the SMHs had a 298 open the day after. It made the 302.98 a high. I'm just looking at this, but I don't want to get into in front of all this stuff. I mean, we've got buying just comes in and when you least expect it. We just saw it even today. So that's the one question. The other is, I see very limited. The answer is I see very limited upside. I do see an opening to the downside in the semis, right? And that will impact the S&P at some point. And it's even doing today. Look, it's down 12 in the S&P. So could I look at nail? So I can't remember who in the den said nail. In fact, I think it is very much so WP. I think you were the one, and you said, "No, I'm almost sure it was you." So you should listen to yourself, and that's what I'm trying to say. That you must. Why don't you start something, and you're going to build up your own confidence? Because if I remember correctly, you mentioned nail when it was down somewhere in the 58 or 61 area, and here it is at 85. And this is DX Home Builders and Suppliers, and it's a bull, 3 times bull. It's looking great right now. It's still in a leg E, might even today go to an F. The weekly chart went over the 2 hours. I was worried about the 200-period moving average at 78, and it did fine. And I said the XHB, which is 1-to-1, this is the S&P Home Builders, doesn't have the same impact, but it has exactly the same chart. So, yeah. So this is holding very well. I think this gets some kind of moderation when we find out if the Fed is going to talk about lower rates, right? But in the meantime, look how it's done. It's done better than if you look at Toll Brothers. Where did I type that in? Over there. Look at Toll Brothers. Just keep your eye on the chart in the middle, right? Now look at this chart. This is Toll Brothers. It's done, actually, no, it's done pretty much the same. Toll Brothers, leg E, could be an instant restart on the weekly chart. Peak D, I think the stochastics at 80%. Yep. Let's just go back to nail. What's the stochastic there? I think it was a little higher. 84, yep, just a little higher, 84%. Everything here is very strong. So this is great action. And it's, you look at it and you say, oh, am I, Joe Granville used to have this, he's on balance volume. He used to always say, bag holders, you're a bag holder, meaning that you're the one that bought the very top tick. Remember, what was it? Qualcomm. You remember there was that surgeon, I think it was a surgeon in LA who didn't tell his wife, but he mortgaged his house. He put every single penny into Qualcomm. He was the top tick in Qualcomm. Now, I'm not sure. We should talk about him as a divorced man. But anyway, so he lost a lot. So that's top tick, right? This, I don't think top tick. We had top ticks way up in the 170s. It's pulled back to the under 40. I mean, this is a big move. So I like this action right now. The way it's moved above the 200-period moving average. So the question is, I'm looking at it fresh. Would I buy it or would I sell it? Right now, as one of the lead, look, it's up 530 and the Dow is at 85.31. The Dow is at 206, but everything else is not doing very well. Even IWM is giving back a little bit now. It's down 28 cents, and this is still holding. So what I would do is if you are traders, now I'm going to just go back to WP in the Tiger YouTube. As a trader, I would say to you, you could take a chance to trade the IWM for that missing leg D, if it's going to do that. But as a position player, longer term, that's what I'm saying to you. That's different. Now, as a trader in nail, it could pull back, but it also could pop just a little bit higher. You could play a quick, it's a three times long. But at this point, this particular pattern right now, a little bit like a flagpole, but I usually like to draw the rectangle, says that it could pop just a little higher, but there's a real good chance it's going to come back into the 83 to the 79 area over the next week. That's the way I'm looking at it. It could be completely wrong. I was wrong before by saying it's going to should stall at the 200-period moving average, and it never did. I'm just saying to you, nail, as even a trade at this particular level, I think it's a tough one. You can get a very nice quick gain, but it's going to move very quickly. For instance, the Dow is up 190. Let's just say after 1:30 this afternoon, the Dow is up 127. And by 3 o'clock, it's up 60. It's starting to give everything back. Instead of being up 190 now, and at 1:30, that's 2.5 hours time, it is at 230. And at 3 o'clock, it's at 280. I'm saying, what if? That's going to see a lot of the rest of the field start to pull back, and I suspect nail will. But if nail pulls back, and it's only up 82.30 at the end of the day, now you've set yourself up for a rectangle formation. So I'm just saying, I'm being I would have today, under other circumstances, grabbed a short position, maybe even just a 1-to-1 to start a position. I just didn't feel comfortable enough about that, so I didn't. But my intuition said, everything you're looking at, all those round numbers you were talking about yesterday, all the stuff you did last night, everything you're looking at today, all those double tops you're talking about, a favorite like a Palantir out of the blue, turns around and goes from 190 round number to 162, 30 points. What is that, 20-something? That's a big percentage, right? I'm just looking at this and I'm saying I'm being very cautious this week. I am. The new position we put on is up. I don't know how long it'll be up. I like the whole technical aspect of it. It should be able to hold. And we've got a fairly tight stop. We get taken out. But I'm just looking at this as a Look at this. If I go to the E-mini, made a perfect Eiffel Tower. Look at this in the 10-minute chart. Straight up, straight down. I never liked that particular, and it took out the left side low. But look what happened here in the 1-minute chart of the E-mini. Look how nice this was. It went to peak C1, C2. I forgot to put it in. Peak C1, C2. That's the equivalent of a D, right? C1. And there's your C2, right there, just under it. And then it just rolled over. I'm very cautious. I'm cautious about putting new money into new positions right at this moment. It could be very specialized. That's different. But just the generic stuff you're looking at, I'd say, please be careful. That's what I'm saying. SMR, question about that? I'll look at it in a moment.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern. For free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pro's pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV.
Hello, so SMR, a question came in. Can I look at it? SMR is New Scale Power Core A, B, C, D, E. It made a peak E, maybe a peak E if there's no new high this month. In the monthly chart, this is A, B, C, D in the weekly chart, and a peak C1, C2 double top in the daily chart. I have a target for this. If it closes under for 2 out of 3 sessions, underneath the low that was made on the 9th of July, which was 33.63. If it closes under 33.63 for 2 out of 3 sessions, And that makes 32 very important support. If it takes that out, the 200-period moving average is at 27.50. So one step at a time, and the resistance is 37. It's just kind of stuck. FXI hasn't taken out the previous high of peak D in the 39s. So it's at 38.41. It's just sideways action right now. And then as we're about to wrap up, let me just do two things here. One is the volatility index, VIX.X, rallying just a little bit up 7 cents at 15.06. At any time in the next 2 weeks, going all the way through to the end of August, if the VIX index starts to close above 19.50 and get into the the 200-period moving average is 1888. So above 19 and closes there for 2 out of 3 sessions, we've got a change in trend. But up until then, every pullback seems to be a buying effort. I'm watching the semis. That to me is the clue. Together with together with Netflix. Nope, not again. Together with Robinhood, General Electric, and there we go. There we go. Where is it? Yep, there it's even low, Microsoft. These are clues to me that the biggies are starting to stall, and we're going to see if the IWM can take up the slack. Have a great day. I'll be back tomorrow. Check out my opening call daily newsletter, and I will see you. I'll see you later.